Tonight, National Democrats still grappling with the aftershocks of last week's presidential debate that took place right here in Atlanta. And the Biden campaign, they are working to reassure supporters that the president is up for the job, despite his shaky performance on that debate stage. Investigative reporter Zach Merchant and my co-host for the Georgia Vote joining us now. Zach, it's good to see you. So you actually spoke with Georgia Representative Nikema Williams. What did she tell you about this?
I did, and it's important to note the Congresswoman plays a key role in state politics. Of course, she represents her district at the United States Capitol, but she also serves as the chair of the state Democratic Party. And as part of a larger interview we taped for the Georgia Vote airing this Sunday, we asked her about the state of President Joe Biden's re-election campaign. This is what she told us. Many people have voiced concerns, including some within the Democratic Party, about President Biden's performance at the Atlanta debate. Do you think President Joe Biden should stay in the race for the presidency?
So, look, Zach, we all saw the debate. And in real time, if you would have been around me, I had to go and watch it in my room, and I'm glad that I did, because there are moments when I was like answering questions for myself and yelling at the TV because it was not a good night. And we were all concerned about what we saw on Thursday night. But what I know is that President Biden's 3.5 years of accomplishments as president, lowering like the unemployment rate, getting people back to work. I have an 8-year-old son who started kindergarten in front of a computer screen. Carter was able to go to school in person because of the work that President Biden did in his administration to get COVID under control and get people back to work, get our children back to school. And I'm a third-generation HBCU grad, $16 billion for HBCUs in this country. So there's no disputing what has happened over the last 3.5 years with our president. Over 90 minutes of a debate, 3.5 years as president, and then we have the alternative, which is Donald Trump. Donald Trump failed this country during the pandemic, and I mean, he's the same person who said he would be a dictator on day one of his presidency. So we have a clear choice. Right now, President Biden is the only person who can make the decision if he is going to remain in this race. And as long as President Biden is at the top of this ticket, I am standing with my president because he has stood with the American people time and time again. My mission is clear. We must defeat Donald Trump.
And as of tonight, 2 Democratic congressmen, I should say, one from Texas, another from Arizona, have called on President Biden to withdraw from the race to make room for an alternative candidate. When asked at a briefing yesterday whether the president is considering stepping down, White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre said, quote, absolutely not.
Zach, thank you so much for this. And to see more of this conversation with Representative Nikema Williams, you can see our extended interview in this week's edition of the Georgia Vote. This will be a very packed show. We also sat down with former Georgia Senator and Republican Kelly Loeffler, her thoughts on the debate and the presidential election. That is airing this Sunday morning at 11 a.m. right after Meet the Press.